I came to realize that environmental law, has been my field for the last 20 years, was not resulting in enough improvement. So we have uncontrolled growth in greenhouse gases, which are destabilizing our global climate, as a prime example. And neither is governmental negotiation resulting in enough improvements. People are extremely frustrated with the inability of government to take steps to prioritize environmental sustainability. Then, when I started looking beyond the environment to social indicators, the externalities from business continue to appear. And Thomas Piketty's work gave us the ability to see how our economic system generates inequality, leading to greater wealth gaps. So, since the mid 1970s, the top 10% of Americans kept increasing their share of income. And by 2007, they had 50% of all the income. That's because the benefits of GDP growth and stock market value disproportionately go to those who invest rather than those who rely on their labor to earn money. That got me thinking about the enterprises that are earning that money, right? So that's why I wanted to look at the business design. I wanted to identify who's taking the lead and what kind of business structure supports sustainability. And my research led to discoveries that I've outlined in the book, Prosperity in the Fossil Free Economy, which dives into this alternative business model that can pursue the triple bottom line of sustainability, social goals, and financial goals. And that is the cooperative business form.
Well, that's what I want really to tease out of you now and to recommend your book, because it does that, because it answers, or at least offers part of an answer about why co-ops and worker co-ops ought to be on the agenda. Do you have a sense of your own ending up intrigued by, interested in co-ops and how they might better address the problem? Is that something happening broadly in the social sciences? Do you encounter others in your fields or allied fields that are coming to this? Is this an emerging, is it fair to say that it's an emerging consciousness or recognition?
Yes, you hear about it more and more, both in the popular press and in academia, but there isn't enough recognition yet. And so when I went to write this book, there just wasn't that much out there on this. And there were no books that were bridging and critically looking at environmental sustainability and how that's tied to the cooperative business design, and how cooperatives can be leaders in that area. We often talk about um, the climate in terms of tragedy and avoiding suffering, and I want to tip that on its head and think about redesigning how business produces broadly shared wealth that can allow us to prosper while we transform to a more democratic economy that doesn't rely on fossil fuels. So we have this enormous opportunity for transformation in our economy as we shift off of fossil fuels. And it's an opportunity to kind of rethink how these businesses are designed so that we have enterprises that are more democratic. And what I mean by that is where we have more owners governed democratically, where each worker has one vote, where sustainability and deep decarbonization are built into the core purpose of business. And businesses are really improving communities and sharing prosperity as part of their core design.
Well, I've taught occasionally in business schools, and I have a lot of friends who are graduates of or teachers in business school. So in a way, you are confronting, in the very words you just used, you are confronting all of those folks, many of whom are sympathetic in some general way with environmentalism and so forth. You are confronting them, though, with having to rethink whether the tried and true basic principle that business is about profit maximization and business is about profit as the bottom line maybe has to now be faced not as a truism, but as a problem